Paraphrasing is an important skill that you need to learn, and we want to help you. Welcome to Paraphrasing II, How to Do It. In this segment, we will look at what you need to paraphrase appropriately, some methods you can use to paraphrase effectively, and the main principles of paraphrasing correctly. There are some things you need to do even before you begin to actually write the paraphrase. We mistakenly think that paraphrasing is just about our ability to write. Good paraphrasing, in fact, begins with reading, and reading carefully. So no quick surface reading is allowed if you intend to paraphrase the material you have read. And why do we have to read carefully? We read carefully so that we understand fully what we have read. We cannot only partially understand something we intend to paraphrase. We also need to know something about the language, the words we are reading, and the words we will write. What words in the original can I use, or must I use? This requires differentiating between unique words and common words, the words of a discipline and the words of everyday speech. In some disciplines, specific specialized words must be used. There are no alternatives or substitutes. Trying to find other words for these will be time-consuming and just get you in trouble. Other uncommon words that have few synonyms can also be used without obsessing over them. Feel free to also use common words or synonyms that fit the context in which you are writing. One final comment about language and words. Avoid using words in your paraphrase that are used in a particular or peculiar or special way by the author, even if they appear to be common words. They can be common words used in an uncommon way. If you use them in the same uncommon way, you should place them in quotation marks and reference them. Now that we know what we need to paraphrase, how do we go about it? There are a number of methods to paraphrase the words of others, including placing the information in a new order, putting complex ideas into smaller units of meaning, using concrete and direct language instead of specialized words or jargon, changing and varying sentence patterns, and using synonyms. When using any of these methods, you want to take care to not change the content or the intent of the original passage. For example, if I were paraphrasing a process, I would not put the information in a new order, as this would change the intent of the passage. I want to focus on the last two methods, as they are the core of good paraphrasing. Whatever you do when you paraphrase, you must understand that all proper paraphrasing is not just substituting phrases or words arbitrarily. First, you must change some of the words. Notice, I said some of the words. I have not provided you with a magic number, a percentage, or a special formula that will make your paraphrase correct. You must determine the words you change and how many you change according to the content, the discipline you are writing in, and the nature of the words you are using within that discipline. Even if you change 50% of the words, it is not enough. You must also change some of the sentence structure, or the word and phrase order. Again, note I have said some and not told you how much or what to change. This is not a mathematical equation. You must use your understanding of the text, as well as your intent in paraphrasing it and what you hope to communicate to your audience to determine both the words and sentence structure aspects you change. Finally, you must reference the original source in some way. If you change some of the words and some of the sentence structure and do not reference the original, you could be accused of plagiarizing. The reference could be the author's name in parentheses after the paraphrase, or it could be a signal phrase, such as, according to Dr. Smith. You must follow all three of these principles in order to paraphrase correctly. Now let's go over a checklist as a review as we begin to paraphrase. Have you fully understood the passage you will paraphrase? You can't make a correct paraphrase unless you understand the passage fully. Have you changed some of the words? Remember, we don't need to change all the words, and there is no mathematical formula for how many to change, but we do need to change some of the words. We may not in fact want to change the keywords. They are keywords for a reason, and we don't want to change the intent or the focus of the passage. Have the changed words maintain the same meaning in the context. Make sure you choose words that are appropriate to the context, appropriate to what you are saying. Check with a teacher if you're not sure. Have you changed the sentence structure? Again, we don't need to change everything in the sentence structure, but some part, some aspect of the sentence structure needs to be changed. Have you referenced the original author? This can be done either as a signal phrase within your own sentence or as a reference at the end of your sentence. Have you used a signal phrase? While this is optional, I would recommend you using signal phrases at this point in your writing. This is the end of Paraphrasing Module 2. For explanation and examples of what makes for unacceptable and acceptable paraphrasing and what makes some paraphrasing better than others, see and listen to Paraphrasing Module 3.